Welcome back, guys. We left off last time with one remaining goal before we start the bronze bar grind, and that is getting the Mithril Sword. Now, the Mithril Sword is actually a common drop from Moss Giants, along with Black Square Shield and the Magic Staff. But that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get it right away. And in fact, we've gotten lucky with it twice before, so that almost makes me think, now that I actually need it for the grinds, we're going to get extremely unlucky. But I guess there's no way to tell until I just kill a bunch of these Moss Giants. We're going to start things off with a strong level up here, 49 strength. This actually lets us hit 8s with the Mithril Sword if we're using aggressive style. So I'm not going to train strength anymore because it'll be more beneficial to save that when we get the Mithril Sword so we get an extra max hit. So I'll be training attack and defense until then. 46 cooking. Man, these cooking levels go so quickly. We're already making our way towards anchovy pizzas with only 9 levels remaining. It's crazy the difference in training speed between attack and strength now, since it's literally half the XP per level for attack than it is for strength. It's just kind of nice, but there's 42 attack, making solid progress with that. Who the heck is that? What? Why is there someone running through here? Okay, that kind of freaked me out, but we're alright. And of course, we get the Black Square Shield. Trash item. But that was weird. I hope they're not going to come back and kill me. 31 Prayer. That actually gives us access to the monastery as well as ultimate strength now. And ultimate strength is really nice because it gives you like 1 to 2 max hit depending on your total strength bonus. And that's pretty significant on free-to-play where you don't have many gear options. But I don't think I'll ever be going into the monastery. As I've mentioned before, getting monk robe seems a little bit cheesy and a little too easy, so I think I'll pass on that. Alright, there's some really weird stuff going on here. Apparently, you can click on these swamp bubbles as if they were the ones like that you use for chompies. You know, chompy hunting. You fill up the little bellows. You can click on them and do the same kind of actions on them, although you couldn't reach them anyway, even if you're on member server. So I don't know what's going on here. I guess they just implemented the same bubbles here just for decoration, but it's weird. Okay, this is getting really old. I am tired of getting mossy key drops because the Mithril Sword should be like a 3 or 4% drop, and this mossy key is a 0.6% drop. That is how rare it is, and I keep getting them. This is the 4th one. That's frustrating. I've sort of been indirectly training magic from the nature rune drops from these Moss Giants, and they've dropped so many runes that this right here is 40 magic. So an entire level up just from nature rune drops while I'm hunting for the Mithril Sword. That's kind of crazy. But it's a nice level up, although it doesn't really give us any spells. It's kind of a milestone level for members because they have access to more armors and teleport to house, which is really useful. But for us, it's not that great. But next level, we will get access to a neat spell. Oh man, a genie. That always brightens my day to see one of those guys. Pretty sure they're the favorite friend of region-locked Iron Men. But there we go. This is another lamp on mining. And with this lamp, we're actually going to get 5 mining. So only 10 levels to go. And it's going to speed up as we get higher levels. Up to a certain point, of course. Because now we're getting 50 XP per lamp. And that means it's only like 2 or 3 lamps the next level. But as we get higher levels, we're going to get more and more XP per lamp. And the goal is 2400 XP total. And we have 400 right now. So really, we just need probably 20 to 15 more lamps. And we're good to level 15. I want to reveal a bit of a discovery I made on the wiki, since it involves a new weapon instead of the Mithril Sword, and that weapon is the Mithril Mace. Now, it doesn't seem like that great of a weapon, because obviously it doesn't have quite the same strength bonus as a Mithril Sword, but it does have very high crush attack bonus. And guess what skeletons are weak to? Crush! Kind of makes sense, crush their bones. But in total, we'd be getting around 12 attack bonus difference between the sword and mace, simply because the Mithril Mace uses an attack style that the skeletons are weak to, and it also has an attack bonus that's higher than the Mithril Sword's stab bonus. So, some things to consider. And the monster that actually drops the Mithril Mace is the Ice Giant, as well as the Ice Warrior, actually. But we're going to be going for the Ice Giants simply because they have the chance to drop some defensive gear upgrades for ourselves, too. And that'll be more worth the time to hunt for the Ice Giants simply because we'll be getting better drops in general. But yeah, that's the plan now. I think I'm going to head to Ice Giants next. And if anything, it's kind of just a break for me from Moss Giants because I'm getting very tired of killing them. So change of scenery, change of mob, and if we're lucky, we'll get some decent drops out of it. We have arrived. It was a pretty long walk here from the bandit camp, but we are finally here at the edge of Ice Plateau. And this appears to be the best spot to kill the Ice Giants simply because it's kind of out of the way of the Ice Warriors, which are a bit more dangerous and don't have as good of drops. There's also a water rune spawn here, and I just grabbed that, and I'm hoping that I can maybe splash some curse spells. I completely forgot that water rune was there, so we might be able to aggro these guys more easily from a distance using magic, so that's an option. I'll kind of sit here and tank these guys, and we'll see how well we can hold up against them. Well, I think I found the proper method to kill these guys already, so that was pretty quick. Basically, we can use the same half flinch method that we do with the Moss Giants, because there's some rubble and rocks here that allow me to kind of safe spot them for a bit. And then I can go and grab the water runes and actually cast a curse spell to lure them over to the rocks. And also, if you just saw, I do telegrab the water runes on occasion, and that basically gives me enough time to wait out for another flinch cycle because the telegrab animation is so long. 46 hit points. You can never have enough hit points on a wilderness only account. Let me tell you that. Addy arrow drop. I forgot that Ice Giants even had that. It's tempting to hold on to them just because they seem kind of valuable for this account, but I'm never really going to have access to a bow that can use them, so I think it'll be worth maybe selling them at most, but I will likely just drop them if I need inventory space. Well, that concludes the first trip to Ice Giants. I didn't really get anything useful, but I'm sure if we come back and do a few more trips, we'll eventually get a useful drop. So I'm going back with a few pizzas left in my inventory. I figure if I get PK'd out here, it might be kind of nice to have a little bit of extra food to possibly get me to low enough wilderness to teleport. Because otherwise, I'm just relying off what hit points I have left. But back to bandit camp, and we're going to cook another batch of pizzas and come right back. Oh, you know what? Since we're done with magic training, I think I'm going to drop the wooden shield and the rope top since they're so easy to get and I don't really need that extra magic bonus at this point. And frankly, having 2 more pizzas per trip for Ice Giants is way more useful inventory space wise than holding on to those items. 47 cooking, 8 to go. 41 magic. That means we only have 2 levels to go until we've unlocked Superheat item, which is probably my favorite spell in the game and is going to be incredibly useful for this account late game. But I've just been alching using the nature runes I've got from the Ice Giants because they drop them fairly frequently. But it's going well over here, hoping to get a good drop this trip. And finishing off this trip, 45 attack. And that means I'm going to be switching to defense style now because I'd like to train that up to 45 before I go from 45 to 50 with attack, just to kind of spread out my combat levels evenly. But yeah, not much luck this trip. I'm basically out of food, so I'm going to be heading back to the bandit camp in a minute. So that's 2 trips so far without much good drops. Maybe we'll get lucky on the next one. Yo, look at this. Black Kite Shield. That is an upgrade compared to our Black Square Shield. I will gladly take that. Any defense bonus I can get for the long skeleton grind is really going to make a difference. You know, when you're killing thousands of skeletons, 1% less chance of getting hit can stack up. So, very exciting drop. Now we just need the Mithril mace. No way. No way. Literally 2 kills later, I get the mace drop. That is excellent. Holy cow. So I guess that means we can start. I'm just going to go back because there's no reason for me to be here anymore. We got what we needed, so we are just about ready to start up the skeleton grind now that we have a good weapon for fighting them. Oh man, this is exciting. We're finally going to start working on the biggest goal of the account. The mace is going to be really good for training too, because I can train attack, strength, and defense all while using crush attack style. So that is going to be really nice for mowing through these skeletons. Oh no, no. I just realized that the mace is a 5-tick weapon. If you don't know what that means, basically all actions in this game are done by ticks. And a 4-tick weapon is one that it attacks every 4 ticks, and a 5-tick weapon is one that attacks every 5 ticks. So this weapon is effectively 25% slower than a sword or a scimitar. So even though it has better bonuses, I'm going to be attacking less frequently. So therefore, I don't think we can use it. We're going to have to go get the sword. Yeah, it's a shame we can't use the mace. I honestly wish Jagex would just push out an update to kind of revitalize the old metal weapons, because most people don't use weapons other than scimitars. Like, that's basically it. Maces go unused, warhammers go unused, battle axes are very rarely used, 2Hs are sometimes used, but that is the metal weapon meta. Regardless, we did get the black kite shield, so at least we have a defensive upgrade, so that trip wasn't completely worthless. Oh, well, this is kind of funny. I accidentally clicked on Black Heather, so I attacked her, and I was like, well, might as well kill her at this point. And she dropped a steel full helm, which is an upgrade compared to the steel med helm, so that'll be nice taking in another piece of armor in. In fact, now we have full steel besides the shield, so that's kind of neat. This is actually the best armor set I've had on this series so far. Goodbye, Mace. That was a very short-lived life you had. We're going to pick up the steel sword now because 5-tick weapons don't really work well for my giant flinching strategy that I do. So we got to do a 4-tick weapon, and the best one I have access to is a steel sword. So that's what I'm going to be using to hunt for the Mithril sword. Well, this is a familiar sight. Thanks for welcoming me back, Moss Giants, with another mossy key that I don't need. I just thought of something. With this alchemy here, I might just be the richest ultimate Iron Man who lives in the wilderness ever. I got 10k cash on me. That is the first time I've seen that cash stack on this account. Pretty neat. We'll see how high we can get it before we end up dying and delivering that payment straight to a PKer. 32 prayer. 48 cooking. Tell you what, I do a lot of cooking on these short trips to Giants, because even with the flinching method, I still take quite a bit of damage. But it's good. We are now about halfway to 55, which is our main goal, experience-wise. It'll be nice when we have access to anchovy pizzas, see how effective they are. 43 defense. 47 HP. I'm curious what level I'll end up being at by the time I get the Mithril sword. You know, it's kind of sad seeing all these steel bar drops go to waste. I might have to come back here and just relax and chill once we have 30 smithing so I can use these bar drops. I have the power! Did I tell you guys I unlocked Air Blast? So I just got some Death Root drops, so figured I'd use them. See if we can get one of these to connect. Oh, look at that! Boom! I love the animation when the blast spells hit, so gotta use that and admire it. Okay, I'm officially incompetent when it comes to recording certain level ups, but we just got 45 defense, so we'll be going back to attack training pretty much indefinitely until we get the Mithril sword, and at that point it will be more efficient to train strength, since I'll have an extra max hit with the Myth sword. So, exciting stuff. Alright, I'm paying a little visit to the Hobgoblin mine here to check it out. I'm just curious where we'll be mining once we get 15 mining, and I think this right here will be the best spot, these 3 iron rocks, because they're very close proximity and it's kind of the outside of the mine, which means we'll get attacked less frequently, I hope. Just kind of scouting out prospective areas that I could train. 47 attack. It's crazy how much training we've done here. It's actually ridiculous. It has been over 300 kills at Moss Giants. Still no luck on that Myth sword. That is just extremely unlucky because the drop rate is common. So I don't know what's going on here. 49 cooking. A whole nother hit points level. And this makes 33 prayer. That's kind of crazy. Big Bones definitely speed up prayer training by quite a bit, or at least make it a bit less tedious since I don't have to bury as many bones. So one more level until we get a fairly useful prayer. Yes! Yes! We got it! That was like 350 kills. Good grief, that took forever. Oh, we finally have it. Tell you what, it is satisfying to get a good drop after you get it. Like, and really work for it. But wow, that took way longer than it should have. But now we can officially start the big bronze bar grind, and I am excited about that. But I will be saving that for next episode. So you can expect the beginning of the next episode to involve the start of phase 1 of the bronze bar grind. I appreciate you guys waiting the 2 weeks because I've been really busy this past week, so I didn't have much time. And I hope you guys look forward to the next episode. See you later.